The night the storm rolled across the desert like a wounded beast, he found her. She was standing in the middle of the old trail, barefoot, shaking, and looking at him like she already knew his name. Colt Maddox was no stranger to strange things in the Wild West, but the way this woman whispered, "I remember you, but we've never met," chilled him deeper than the thunder splitting the sky. Her name was Elena Ward, a beautiful, frightened woman with eyes full of memories that weren't hers. She spoke of a cabin that no longer existed, a river that had dried up years before she was born, and a life she swore she lived with him. Colt tried to laugh it off, but the way she said his name, the certainty in her voice, made something inside him crack open. He couldn't leave her alone, not with the storm growing louder, or with shadows following them through the desert, as if something was hunting her. He took her to the abandoned ranger station, the wind screaming through broken window frames, lantern light flickering against cracked wood. Elena stood by the fire, trembling as images flooded her mind. A wedding under moonlit pines, Colt holding her close, the two of them riding across a peaceful frontier that never existed in this timeline. "I know you think I'm crazy," she whispered, "but someone took that life from me, and I think they're trying to do it again." Colt didn't understand how a woman could remember a life that had been erased, but he knew fear when he saw it. Knew pain, and he knew the sound of boots approaching in the dead of night. A gunshot cracked outside. Then another. Colt grabbed Elena, pulling her behind a broken desk and whispering for her to stay quiet. A man stepped inside tall, with clean boots, a black duster, and eyes full of something inhuman. Elena gasped. She remembered him. "He's the one. He took my life," she whispered, her voice barely a breath. The stranger smiled as if he'd heard her through the wind. Colt fired first, but the man moved like a shadow, vanishing into the storm with a whisper that made Elena flinch. "You, Dante, belong here." The fire dimmed. The air turned cold. Something was wrong with the world itself. Before sunrise, Colt saddled the horses and fled with Elena. They rode through red canyons, across rattlesnake flats, with dust burning their throats. Elena clung to him, terrified, as flashes of her stolen life returned. Colt dying in her arms, the stranger dragging her away, time itself ripping apart. She cried into Colt's shoulder, begging him not to let history repeat itself even. If none of it had happened yet, Colt wasn't sure what he believed, but he knew she needed him, and he'd die before he let anyone harm her. By dusk, they reached the riverbed she'd described. It was dry, lifeless, but Elena swore she remembered water flowing, sunlight glittering on the surface, and Colt kissing her beneath the cottonwoods. When she touched the cracked earth, the wind stopped, and a low rumble echoed beneath her feet. The world shifted, like a memory trying to return. Suddenly, the stranger appeared on the ridge, gun drawn, his coat whipping in the wind. Colt stepped in front of her, but Elena grabbed his arm. "He wants to erase the life where we loved each other," she whispered. "If he kills you here, that life never comes back." The gunfight exploded across the canyon. Colt dodged behind boulders, firing back as bullets sparked off stone. The stranger moved like he wasn't bound by this world. Shaken, Elena stepped forward, remembering the moment she lost Colt and the life she couldn't prove existed. She screamed his name and the riverbed glowed beneath her feet, a pulse of light rippling outward. The stranger froze. Colt fired. The bullet struck him clean through the chest. Light swallowed him whole, erasing him like dust in the wind. The glowing riverbed dimmed. Silence fell. Elena collapsed into Colt's arms, sobbing. "Did we really love each other somewhere else?" she whispered. Colt touched her cheek gently. "Maybe we did," he said softly. "Or maybe fate just needed a second chance." As the dawn broke across the canyon, the first drop of water flickered through the dry riverbed, a sign that maybe her memories weren't just memories. If you enjoyed this Wild West mystery, tell me in the comments. Do you think lost memories can be echoes of another life? And don't forget to subscribe for more cinematic stories every week.